Hey guys, it's Paul, and I have an ugly motel. If you want to follow along on our restoration from ugly to pretty, please subscribe and press like. It makes a big difference in the YouTube algorithm. So I keep getting the question why we haven't made the hotel look pretty before. And the long and short of it is, we couldn't. It actually costs quite a bit of money to run an old hotel, especially one with lots of maintenance issues. When I first bought the hotel, I had $250,000 and no idea of what was broken in the hotel. Please join me as I walk you through some of the cool things that we've repaired instead of spending money on making it look pretty on the outside. Stick around to the end if you want to hear about the pool, how I wasted money on that, and what we plan to do with it next. All right, so this is one of the biggest money-saving things that we did. This is our new commercial water heater for the hotel. This is our potable water system. Originally, I had an old boiler system, and so it cost me $5,500 a month for our gas bill before installing this. I tried saving it, kept having it repaired. Then it was beyond repair. We finally upgraded to this, extremely energy efficient. About $15,000 unit. So my $5,500 energy bill dropped down to about $500 a month. This is by far the best investment in this entire hotel. Again, I don't know if any of you guys actually care. The A.O. Smith commercial water heater. Be operated from a cell phone. Okay, so gas bill went down. So that happened to explode about the same time this ancient thing behind me exploded. You see, originally I had a commercial boiler and chiller system, extremely inefficient. Again, so when these guys finally did kick the bucket, we had pretty much no other way to heat or cool the rooms. We had 10 individual PTAC units that we installed, and we basically made it go from there, basically going from scratch. I'm going to show you what a PTAC unit is and why it's such a great idea if you still have an old boiler and chiller system to replace it with one. All right, this is the exhaust for a PTAC unit, and currently it's also the reason why my dome is warm. So if you look at this thing, what it basically is, it's an individually packaged air conditioning unit. It needs pretty much no maintenance except for filters cleaned out and fins cleaned. We try to do that quarterly. If one of these goes out, the entire building does not go out. Basically, if one of these goes out, we just move the guest to a new room. So the thought here is these individual units, they cost about $1,000, $1,200 each, and a lot cheaper than spending $1 million on a new boiler and chiller system. We don't have to worry about our old cast iron pipes exploding behind the walls. Actually, that's another good point. So when I first bought the hotel, we had all of our rooms remodeled with these gray floors, these laminate floors. Turned out to be kind of a bad idea. See, when laminate gets wet, it starts to like deteriorate. And in these rooms, when the boiler and chiller started to explode above the beds, it came down and it would soak all these woods, or it would soak all this flooring. So another expensive lesson is that laminate floor bad, vinyl floor good. Carpet also would have been fine. Just air dried it out with some dehumidifiers. All my rooms started exploding at the same time. We now have over 70 rooms with these PTAC units. That represents an investment of about $70,000. For a hotel that when I first bought it was making $20,000 a month, that was a significant investment. If you look behind me, you'll notice that all the railing is gone and the new railing is up. Check out all the new railing. There's the plumber. What are you doing now, plumber? I was about to come record your plumbing stuff.
Huh?
Supply. You're done.
It's done for right today.
Okay.
So all we're doing is putting in water tomorrow.
Oh, fun.
Now,
one of the things people don't think about is all the costs of plumbing. They're literally my biggest expense. So back here in the annex, one of the nice things is they just finished laying all the bathtubs. So all the drains are plumbed in. Tomorrow they'll be coming through and pexing it out. So that's exciting. Another thing people don't think about is electricians. It usually costs about $35 each plug to fix, but for my hotel, it usually costs more because if my electrical isn't working in a room, it's probably because of some weird handyman thing that somebody did years ago and they have to troubleshoot. And it usually costs about $1,000 whenever an outlet has an issue. So, while I'm out here, might as well, pay homage to Property Pros. They have their guys out here putting the railing in. It's exciting. I'm pretty impressed on how much weight they can actually take right now. They're gonna be putting in all these 4x4s, and he says they'll have it all done by Friday, so that's exciting. That's great, Paul, but what about fire and safety? Their major expense that the paper made it sound like I didn't have, but we totally do. These new $10,000 awesome fire control panels. If you notice, mine's wireless. I don't know where it says that, but anyhow, we just bought new these things, but we've been spending quite a bit of money maintaining them over the years. Usually every time there's an issue with one of these, it's about a $4,000 bill. We've been putting off replacing them. We've been replacing and upgrading certain sections. So that way we'd have only a $10,000 bill as opposed to, I think the original quote was around 25-ish. So we try to do things in pieces when it makes sense. There's other fire control stuff that we've upgraded as well. If you look around the building, all my exit lights are now LED. That both saves me lots of money in power bills, but also prevents them from dying every 2 seconds. These carbon monoxide smoke detectors are a new addition. Doesn't make sense why we need carbon monoxide detectors since we have no gas products anywhere. Everything's electric, but whatever. So those go missing because people like to try to smoke in the rooms every 2 seconds. And obviously now we're having to upgrade them to the carbon monoxide combos. So that costs money. About 50 bucks a piece. Maybe, probably less than that. They're pricey. Okay, I'm gonna show you another one here that's interesting. So you see these black pipes here? Those are new additions to my sprinklers. So I'm replacing them with the nice high-end stuff to make sure that I don't have to keep replacing them. But every time we have to replace one little line, it's that little itty bitty chunk. Itty bitty chunk. It's usually about $3,000 to $5,000. In fact, I heard rumors that the last lady that owned the place actually went bankrupt because she had to replace a big chunk that cost over 10 grand at one time. Again, if you remember when I bought the hotel, it was lucky to do 20,000 in a month. So I'm sure that would just knock somebody off their guard. Stuck around with me this long, and you probably noticed the yellow tape behind me. I just have that up because I'm tired of people congregating at the front desk area during COVID-19. In St. Louis, we have a pretty big issue. And I don't want it to be one here, so I just said no more congregating. All right, so now the moment you guys all care about. The swimming pool. Let me tell you a story. Okay, so why is this pool empty? I'm sure most of you have heard that I've spent over $30,000 trying to fix it. Probably a lot more than that. But it kind of started off like this. So we had a leak. My water bill was really expensive. We saw that there was a leak coming from the pool. So I had a plumbing company, a pool company, tell me that they could fix it by changing it to have just one drain and one input water. And so he came through, he blocked up all the outlets, filled them with hydraulic cement, and then we moved them all outside. So let's take a look at that. We spent, I think, about $10,000 total on this little project. And we moved everything to a little pad that was right here. New gas line was routed, new electrical was routed, everything was routed, we put right here. Well, then the health department came out, and they said the stuff that he did, although it was testing cleaner, was not okayed for commercial use. So I said, well, what does that mean? They said, well, we're shutting you down. Oh. My hotel, when I first bought it, pretty much depended on people coming out for the pool. With no pool, I had to completely change my game plan on how to make income to pay our bills and to keep remodeling. So, long story short, we tried to fix the original leak and then tried to reverse all the work that he had done. Obviously, you know, at that point, nobody wants to give a refund for something that they did, regardless if the state said it was okay or not. So that is why our pool shut down. I have dug and had plumbers replace large sections of the plumbing. It was all cast iron. That was leaking. The last time I turned on the pool, my stairs leaked. Stairs shouldn't leak. Normally, I guess. So, long story short, there was still a major leak underneath there. And rather than eroding the foundation of my hotel, I've chosen to keep it shut down. In the future, though, we've looked into the cost of setting up a water park. It's about $1 million. So, does that mean it's going to cost me $1 million? Probably not. I'll probably end up finding some fun deals. Maybe I'll start off with some used equipment, have it obviously certified. I'll probably start off trying to make some deals with some plumbers to do it at a price we all can afford. I'll probably try to get it in for a few $100,000. And hopefully that'll work. Obviously, again, this is a giant pin in the board. We have to first make the hotel make money by itself. And then we can play with the wish items and the fun things that I actually obviously want to do. So, as you can imagine, being a millennial, having a giant ugly hotel, I would love to have a water park instead. So, we'll get there. One more thing I thought would be worth pointing out was the door locks. I rebuilt them myself. They have died so many times. Nobody makes them anymore, at least not the support pieces. So we've rebuilt them from other hotels, broken door locks. Rebuilt. Now I can't rebuild them anymore because they don't make the coatings for them. So we're hoping, well, not hoping, I already paid for it. Next month we'll have the new door locks coming in. And we can say bye-bye to these and hello to RFID tag door locks, which I'm sure will have no problems at all. They'll be perfect. I'm sure we'll run into no issues. Guys, if you stuck along with me this long and you still aren't subscribed, I think you're interested and you really should press the subscribe button. Probably should press the like button too, just because then maybe we'll get some traction on this whole thing. The more customers, the higher the likelihood of me having a cool water park. Remember, it's all about the water park. Look around my property, you'll notice that there's a lot of LED lights that have replaced the old stuff. There's a lot of low flow toilets, and there's a lot of other energy saving things, all flat screen TVs, whatnot. I buy everything, not because I care about the planet. Yes, we do want to save the planet, yada yada. However, it's because it saves me money. My electric bill is crazy. My gas bill is crazy. So, sustainability requires me to be able to innovate, and innovation requires me to spend money on things that allow me to keep going. So, also another money-saving thing.